A $10,000 monthly revenue goal at $500 per sale requires 20 sales. At $1,000 per sale, it requires 10. But neither calculation tells you how those sales will actually happen. The revenue goal is the target. The sales requirement shows what the target may require. How you intend to generate and fulfill those sales is the plan. In this walkthrough, I am going to use a $10,000 monthly target and 3 different offers. We will calculate how much of the target is expected to come from each offer, see how many sales that requires, compare another possible scenario, and then identify the decisions that still have to be made before the business has a real sales plan. The Revenue Goal Planner helps make the numerical assumptions visible. It does not predict demand or guarantee that the sales will happen. Before we start entering the example, it is important to be clear about what this $10,000 number represents. It is a revenue target. It is not automatically $10,000 of profit, $10,000 in available cash, or $10,000 the owner can pay themselves. Imagine that a business reaches $10,000 in monthly revenue. It might also have $2,000 in direct delivery costs and $1,500 in operating expenses. That would leave $6,500 before considering taxes and any decisions about owner pay. Those numbers are only an illustration. This workbook is not calculating profit, expenses, taxes, or cash flow. The Revenue Goal Planner intentionally answers a narrower question: what must the business sell to support the top-line revenue target? That distinction matters because different financial questions require different tools. Revenue planning asks what must be sold. Pricing analysis asks whether the price properly supports the cost and margin structure. Cash flow planning asks when money will actually enter and leave the business. Tax planning asks what may need to be reserved. In this walkthrough, we are staying with the first question: what must be sold and what decisions become visible once we calculate it? We will begin with a working monthly revenue target of $10,000. This number does not have to be permanent. A working target gives the business something specific to test. If the required sales do not fit the current price, demand, capacity, or timeline, the target or its assumptions can be adjusted. Entering the goal gives us the destination. It does not yet tell us what must be sold. Now we will decide how much of the target is expected to come from each offer. In this example, 50% of the goal will come from a $1,000 strategy package. 30% will come from a $500 focused session. The remaining 20% will come from a $200 digital toolkit. That assigns $5,000 of the target to the strategy package, $3,000 to the focused session, and $2,000 to the digital toolkit. At these prices, the business needs 5 strategy packages, 6 focused sessions, and 10 digital toolkit sales. That is 21 total sales across the 3 offers. This result is useful because it makes the expectation visible. It is not yet the complete sales plan. The workbook has shown us the volume the business must address. The owner still has to decide how those buyers will be reached and whether the business can deliver the work. The workbook has now shown us a requirement of 5 strategy packages, 6 focused sessions, and 10 digital toolkit sales. Before calling this realistic, I would examine the result through 4 different filters. The first is the mathematical fit. Do the prices, quantities, and offer percentages actually add up to the $10,000 target? In this example, they do. That tells us the arithmetic is complete, but arithmetic is only the first test. The second is the delivery fit. Suppose each strategy package requires approximately 8 hours of direct work. 5 packages would require 40 hours. If each focused session requires 2 hours when preparation and follow-up are included, 6 sessions would add another 12 hours. That is 52 hours of direct service delivery before marketing, sales conversations, administration, customer support, revisions, or normal business operations. The Revenue Goal Planner does not calculate capacity for the owner. It gives the owner the sales volume needed so they can compare that volume with the time and availability they actually have. The third filter is the sales process fit. Does the business currently have enough prospects, inquiries, discovery calls, website traffic, referrals, or repeat customers to support these required sales? 10 digital toolkit sales may require 10 buyers, but it probably requires more than 10 people to see the offer. 5 strategy package sales may require more than 5 conversations because not every qualified prospect will purchase. The fourth filter is the risk fit. Is half of the goal depending on one offer? Is the plan depending on every available strategy package selling? Does one canceled client create a major gap? Is the business assuming that every month will perform exactly like the strongest month? A result can be mathematically correct and still be operationally difficult, unsupported by the current sales process, or too dependent on one assumption. That is why the calculated requirement is not the entire plan. It is the number the rest of the plan must address. Next, we can compare another possibility instead of pretending that the first set of assumptions is certain. In scenario B, the strategy package is priced at $1,250, the focus session is $600, and the digital toolkit remains $200. We will keep the same 50-30-20 offer mix. The target remains $10,000, but the required volume changes to 4 strategy packages, 5 focused sessions, and 10 digital toolkit sales. That is 19 total sales instead of 21. Scenario B requires fewer sales, but that does not automatically make it more realistic. The market still has to support the higher prices. The owner still has to attract the right buyers. The delivery expectations still have to fit the business. Now we can begin turning the requirement into an actual sales plan. The sales requirement tells us that the business needs 5 strategy packages, 6 focused sessions, and 10 digital toolkit sales. The plan must explain where those buyers may come from and what the business will do consistently to create enough opportunities. Let us use some simple working assumptions for illustration. These are not universal conversion rates, and the revenue goal planner does not predict them. A real business should use its own historical information whenever possible. Suppose the business typically closes approximately 1 out of every 3 qualified strategy package consultations. To produce 5 sales, the working plan may need approximately 15 qualified consultations during the month. That is roughly 4 consultations per week. Suppose about half of the qualified people who inquire about a focused session purchase 1. To produce 6 sales, the business may need approximately 12 qualified inquiries, or about 3 per week. For the digital toolkit, suppose approximately 5% of the people who reach the product page make a purchase. 10 sales would then require approximately 200 relevant product page visits during the month, or about 50 per week. Again, those are not promises. They are working assumptions that give the business something measurable to examine. Now the sales plan can become more specific. For the strategy package, the business might decide to generate consultations through existing client referrals, educational content, and direct follow-up with warm prospects. For the focused sessions, it might use an email to past clients, a dedicated service page, and content answering the exact problem the session solves. For the digital toolkit, it might focus on searchable content, product demonstrations, email promotion, and links from related educational resources. The plan should identify what is being sold, who it is being sold to, where those potential buyers are expected to come from, what step moves them from interest to purchase, how much activity is likely to be needed, and whether the business can fulfill the sales if the plan works. This is the difference between saying, I need 5 package sales, and having a plan that says, I need approximately 15 qualified consultations. I expect to generate them through these 3 sources, and I will review the results each week. The calculation establishes the requirement. The strategy, actions, and review process form the plan. A revenue goal gives the business a target. The price, sales volume, and offer mix show what that target may require. The actual sales plan explains how the business intends to meet that requirement. The revenue goal planner helps you calculate and compare the numerical assumptions before you rely on them. It does not guarantee sales, but it gives you a clearer place to make decisions and adjust the plan. The revenue goal planner is available through the link in the description.